Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Today, we are looking past the horizon into the realm of blue infinity. The open ocean appears to be a desert of waves, a featureless expanse that stretches endlessly. Yet beneath this seemingly empty surface lies a dynamic, pulsating network of highways, rest stops, and hunting grounds that are entirely invisible to the human eye. We are going to explore the energetic odysseys of the true titans of the deep, the great whales and the apex sharks. These creatures navigate thousands of miles with a precision that rivals modern GPS, weaving together the physics of the ocean, the biology of survival, and the ancient rhythms of the planet. This is the ecology of titanic migrations. We often define migration simply as a seasonal movement between breeding and feeding grounds, but for the ocean's megafauna, migration is a lifelong state of being. The scale of these movements redefines our understanding of biological borders. Let us begin with the architects of these migrations, starting with the supreme traveler of the baleen whales, the humpback. Populations in the southern hemisphere undertake an annual pilgrimage from the freezing, krill-rich waters of Antarctica to the warm, nutrient-poor lagoons of the tropics to breed. However, recent research from the University of Auckland and the Blue Corridors Project has revealed that these are not merely instinctual drives. They are culturally transmitted routes. In the South Pacific, the Humpback Highway runs past the Kermadec Islands and New Zealand. These routes are matriarchal, meaning a calf learns the route by swimming in the slipstream of its mother. This cultural transmission extends to their acoustic behavior in a fascinating way. Male humpbacks share a complex, evolving song that changes annually. In a phenomenon known as cultural revolution, a new song from a Western population, such as Eastern Australia, can sweep across the ocean and be adopted by populations in French Polynesia within a single season. This suggests that migration routes are corridors of information exchange, where distinct populations meet, mix, and share the latest acoustic hits. In stark contrast to the humpback, the sperm whale presents a migratory strategy defined by sexual segregation. Female sperm whales are the homebodies, living in tight-knit matrilineal family units that remain in warmer tropical and subtropical waters year-round to raise calves. The males, however, are the true nomads. As they mature, they leave these pods and head for the high latitudes, the icy waters of the Arctic and Antarctic. There, in the nutrient-rich cold, they gorge on deep-sea squid and grow to immense sizes. A fully grown bull sperm whale is a solitary titan patrolling the polar edges. His migration is sporadic, driven by energetic reserves rather than seasons. A male may spend years in the Arctic before making the long journey south to rove between groups of females, acting as a genetic bridge between distant oceans. Now consider the great white shark. For decades, we viewed them as coastal predators patrolling seal colonies. Satellite tagging has shattered this view. We now know that adult white sharks in the Northeast Pacific undertake a massive offshore migration to a region halfway between Baja California and Hawaii, known as the White Shark CAF and number 233. Once thought to be an oceanic desert, we now know this area is teeming with life in the mesopelagic zone, or the twilight zone, between 200 and 1,000 meters deep. The sharks are not just loitering there, they are diving. Data shows males engaging in rapid oscillatory diving, plunging hundreds of times a day to depths of 450 meters or more. While the exact purpose is debated, ranging from feeding on spawning squid to mating rituals, the CAF and number 233 demonstrates that white sharks are true pelagic explorers relying on deep-sea resources. Similarly, the whale shark, the largest fish in the sea, follows a beat driven by pulses of productivity. They are boom-bust travelers, moving between stepping stones of food availability, from tuna spawn in the Gulf of Mexico to coral spawning in Western Australia. In between, they traverse open oceans by using bathymetric features like seamounts and canyons as navigational waypoints. These geological structures create upwellings of nutrient-rich water, allowing the sharks to hop from seamount to seamount without starving. To migrate is to move, but to migrate in the ocean is to endure. The deep sea presents three killers: crushing pressure, freezing cold, and a suffocating lack of oxygen. The way these titans have solved these problems is a masterclass in convergent evolution. For deep-diving whales like the sperm whale, the primary constraint is the breath hold. To dive to 200 meters, they must store massive amounts of oxygen, but they do not do this in their lungs. In fact, they exhale before they dive to reduce buoyancy and prevent the bends. They are muscle-based oxygen stores. Their blood is packed with hemoglobin, and their muscles are almost black with myoglobin, a protein that binds oxygen. A sperm whale's muscle can store 10 times more oxygen than a human's. When they dive, the mammalian dive reflex kicks in, slowing their heart rate to as few as 4 to 10 beats per minute, and shunting blood only to essential organs. They become a heart-lung-brain machine, operating in slow motion. Furthermore, the sperm whale possesses a biological submarine in its head, the spermaceti organ. This tank holds up to 1,900 liters of liquid wax. By regulating blood flow, the whale controls the temperature of this wax. To dive, it circulates cold water through its nasal passages, crystallizing the wax to make it denser and pulling the whale down. To ascend, warm blood melts the wax, increasing buoyancy. This variable ballast system allows them to hang motionless in the abyss, conserving oxygen. Sharks face a different challenge: the cold. Most fish are cold-blooded, which makes them sluggish in the deep. However, the mackerel sharks, including the great white, have evolved regional endothermy. They possess a rete mirabile, a wonderful net of veins and arteries, where warm blood from working muscles runs alongside cold blood from the gills. Heat is transferred to the core before it is lost to the water, allowing a great white to keep its stomach, eyes, and brain up to 14 degrees Celsius warmer than the surroundings. This warm-bloodedness allows them to hunt effectively in the freezing mesopelagic zone. Whale sharks utilize a different strategy called gigantothermy. Their sheer size, up to 18 meters and 40 tons, provides high thermal inertia. They warm up at the surface and then dive deep, losing heat very slowly. Additionally, a 2023 study revealed that whale shark vision is blue-shifted. Their visual pigments have mutated to be hypersensitive to blue light, the only spectrum that penetrates the deep, allowing them to see in the dim twilight. But how do they find their way? How does a shark find a specific spot in the middle of the Pacific? The answer lies in unseen maps. Research on bonnethead sharks has proven they use the Earth's magnetic field as a map, and it is highly probable that great whites and whale sharks possess this same internal GPS, reading magnetic intensity and inclination to determine latitude. For whales, the ocean is an acoustic environment. They likely use acoustic landmarks, listening to how sound reflects off seamounts and canyons to build a mental map of the ocean floor. These seamounts serve as multi-sensory waypoints: a cafeteria for a whale shark, a magnetic beacon for a hammerhead, and a stage for a humpback song. When these migrations intersect, the results can be violent. The primary predator of the humpback whale is the orca, which targets calves at choke points along their migration. Interactions between sharks and orcas are also intense. In South Africa, the disappearance of great whites from False Bay has been linked to orca pods hunting them for their livers. This fear ecology restructures the ecosystem. With great whites gone, smaller predators move in, only to be eaten by the orcas themselves. However, not all interactions are hostile. Whale sharks are often observed in cleaning stations, stalling vertically while smaller fish or sharks rub against them to remove parasites. Most profoundly, these species share the mesopelagic zone. Great whites, whale sharks, and sperm whales all rely on the deep scattering layer, a massive biomass of lanternfish and squid that migrates vertically each day. They are all tethered to this deep-sea buffet. Look into the future, these ancient migrations face the challenge of the Anthropocene. As oceans warm, thermal maps are being redrawn. Great white sharks in California have shifted their nursery range north by over 600 kilometers, bringing them into conflict with sea otters. For whales, the threat is a mismatch in timing. If humpbacks arrive in the polar regions after the krill bloom has shifted due to melting ice, the consequences can be devastating. Conservation is now moving toward blue corridors, an initiative to map these superhighways and create dynamic marine protected areas that move with the animals. We are also entering a golden age of tracking, using environmental DNA and AI to identify individuals from satellite imagery. In the end, the migrations of sharks and whales are the heartbeat of the ocean. They circulate nutrients from the depths to the surface and from the poles to the tropics. To protect them, we must understand not just where they go, but how they survive the journey, mastering the cold, the dark, and the deep. These titans are still out there, navigating by magnetic fields and ancient songs, and it is our turn to ensure their journeys continue in the blue century ahead. Thanks for listening to G Fun Facts Online.